What does it take to be the greatest of all time? Is it talent? Is it luck? Is it faith? No, it's belief, work, and an unbreakable mindset. Before the world called him a champion, he called himself one. He didn't wait for the title, the trophies, or the applause. He spoke it into existence, trained like it was already his, and walked like he was born to rule the ring. That's what separates the great from the ordinary. They don't wait, they declare. They do, they become. Greatness does start when the world recognizes you. It doesn't begin when you hold the trophy, when the crowd chants your name, or when the doubters finally admit they were wrong. Greatness starts long before that. It starts in your mind. It starts when no one believes in you but you. It starts the moment you decide that you are already the person you want to become. Every champion, every legend, every icon, they were great before the world saw it, before the world accepted it, before the world even knew their name. Because the first step to becoming the greatest is believing you already are. You don't wait for proof. You don't wait for validation. You don't wait for permission. You declare it, you live it, you breathe it, and you work for it. Because belief is what turns dreams into reality. Look at any great success story and you'll see it wasn't built on luck. It wasn't handed out like a free gift. It was built on faith. It was built on vision. It was built on the kind of belief that doesn't waver, doesn't break, doesn't fold under pressure. The kind of belief that stands strong when the world says, no, you can't. Belief is the foundation of everything. If you don't believe in yourself, who will? If you don't see yourself as a champion, how would anyone else? If you don't think you're capable, why would life reward you with success? You have to walk like a champion before you ever win a fight. You have to train like a champion before you ever wear the belt. You have to think like the greatest before anyone calls you the greatest. That's how it works. The world follows your lead. It's not about arrogance. It's not about false confidence. It's about certainty. It's about knowing that the vision you have for yourself is real, that the work you put in will pay off, that the fire inside of you will outlast every challenge, every setback, every critic. Before the world believes, you have to believe. Before success arrives, you have to act like it's already here. You have to carry yourself like the person you're becoming. You have to put in the work before the rewards show up. Because nothing in life gives itself to the doubter. Nothing in life favors the hesitant. People will doubt you. They will laugh. They will call you crazy for believing in something they can't see. That's their problem, not yours. You are not here to convince them. You are here to prove yourself right. And proving yourself right means putting in the work day after day, whether anyone is watching or not. It means training like a champion before anyone calls you one. It means carrying yourself with confidence before the world recognizes your greatness. Because it's already in you, the world just hasn't caught up yet. Believe before you become. Speak it before you see it. Work for it before you have it. That's the formula, that's the mindset, that's the key to transforming your life. Pain. Everyone feels it. Everyone faces it. But not everyone knows what to do with it. Some let it break them. Some let it define them. And then there are those who use it, who take every ounce of suffering, every setback, every struggle, and turn it into raw, unstoppable power. Pain is not your enemy. Pain is your fuel. When the world hits you, when life knocks you down, when everything seems to be going wrong, you have two choices. Stay down and complain, or get up and fight. Champions don't cry about the struggle. They use it to get stronger. They don't run from pain. They embrace it because they know that pain is the greatest teacher, the greatest motivator, the greatest weapon. You don't build strength from comfort. You don't develop character from ease. The fire inside you is only lit when you've been burned and refuse to let it destroy you. Pain is what separates those who give up from those who rise up. It's what makes the difference between the ones who dream and the ones who do. Because pain forces you to make a decision. Are you going to let it break you, or are you going to let it build you? Every struggle you face, every moment of doubt, every loss, every failure, It was sent to stop you. It was sent to shape you. It was sent to teach you how to fight, how to endure, how to become the kind of person who refuses to be defeated. Pain tests you. It asks you one question: how bad do you want it? When your body is tired, when your mind is screaming at you to quit, when life has taken everything from you, will you still rise? Will you still push forward? Will you still fight for what you believe in? Because that's where power is found, not in the easy moments, but in the moments where everything in you wants to give up, but you refuse to surrender. Some people feel pain to make excuses. Champions feel pain to make history. They use it as fuel. They take every scar, every hardship, every sleepless night, and they turn it into the fire that drives them. They train harder. They work smarter. They push further than anyone else is willing to go. And when they step into the ring, whether it's in life, in business, in competition, they are untouchable. Not because they've never been hurt, but because they've been hurt and refuse to let it break them. You have that same power inside you, that same fire, that same ability to turn every moment of suffering into a stepping stone toward greatness. You just have to decide that pain will never control you, that pain will never stop you, that pain will only push you forward, because pain is temporary. But the power you gain from it, that lasts forever. You want to be the best? You want to stand out? You want to leave a legacy? Then you better be ready to outwork, outthink, and outshine every single person standing in your way. Success is given, it's taken, it's earned, it's fought for, it's built through relentless work, ruthless discipline, and a mindset that refuses to settle for anything less than greatness. The world is full of talented people. The world is full of people with potential, but talent means nothing if you don't put in the work. You can have all the natural ability in the world, but if the person next to you is working harder, pushing further, grinding longer, you will lose. Because talent doesn't guarantee victory. Effort does. So while they're sleeping, you're training. While they're making excuses, while they're waiting for opportunities, you're creating them. You outwork them, because you know that every extra rep, every early morning, every late night, it all adds up. It all separates you. It all puts distance between you and the ones who just hope to be great. But outworking them isn't enough. You have to outthink them. Strategy wins battles. It's not just about being the strongest. It's about being the smartest. It's about thinking 3 steps ahead while everyone else is stuck in the present. You study, you learn, you adapt. And you don't just work hard, you work smart. Because every great champion understands that the mind is the most powerful weapon. The body follows what the mind believes. And if your mind is sharper, your game is stronger. You don't just react, you predict. You don't just compete, you dominate. Because you see things before they happen. You make moves before anyone else even realizes what's going on. You're always ahead, always prepared, always thinking at a higher level. And when you outwork them and outthink them, something happens. You outshine them. Not because you chase attention, not because you need validation, but because greatness can't be ignored. When you push harder, think smarter, and refuse to quit, the world has no choice but to notice you. The spotlight doesn't make you great, your work does. And that work shines brighter than any words, any awards, any praise. People will ask, how did you do it? They'll wonder what your secret is. But they won't see the mornings you trained before the sun came up. They won't see the sacrifices, the sweat, the grind. They'll just see the results. That's why you outwork, outthink, and outshine. Because in the end, the ones who do more win. The ones who prepare more succeed. The ones who give more become legends. What do you believe in? What do you stand for? What is so deep in your soul that no amount of pressure, no amount of criticism, and no amount of struggle could ever make you back down? Because if you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. The world is full of people who just follow the crowd, who stay quiet when they should speak, who sit down when they should stand tall. But champions don't follow, they lead. They don't stay silent, they make noise. They don't bend to the will of the world, they shape it. It's easy to stand when the crowd is with you, when the lights are on you, when people are cheering your name. But what about when you're alone? What about when you criticize? What about when they tell you to stop, to be quiet, to fall in line? That's when you find out who you really are. It's not about being liked. It's not about being accepted. It's about living with purpose, with conviction, with the kind of belief that refuses to be shaken. If you believe in something, stand on it, no matter what. The world will test you. People will try to break you. They'll tell you that you can't, that you shouldn't, that it's not worth it. But a real warrior doesn't back down. A real warrior doesn't give in. A real warrior knows that standing alone is better than following the crowd going nowhere. History doesn't remember the ones who played it safe. It remembers the ones who dared to be different, the ones who refused to bow, the ones who stood tall when everyone else sat down. They'll call you stubborn, let them. They'll call you crazy, let them. They'll say you'll never make it, that you'll never win, that you'll never succeed. Let them talk. Because while they're talking, you'll be proving them wrong. And even if you fail, even if you lose, even if you fall 100 times, you'll still be standing for something. You'll still be living on your own terms. You'll still be walking a path that most people are too scared to walk. That's what separates the great from the rest. They don't just exist. They fight for something bigger than themselves. They put everything on the line for what they believe in. They don't chase approval, they chase purpose. Because at the end of the day, trophies fade. Money comes and goes. Fame is temporary. But character, conviction, the impact you leave behind, that lasts forever. What will they say about you when you're gone? What will you leave behind? Will the world remember your name, your impact, your fight? Or will you be just another person who walked this earth, lived a quiet life, and disappear without a trace? Champions don't just live, they leave something behind. They don't just take, they give. They don't just exist, they make an impact so deep, so powerful, that their name echoes long after they're gone. A legacy isn't built on words, it's built on action. It's built on how you carry yourself, how you treat people, how you fight for what you believe in. It's built on what you do when no one is watching, when the cameras aren't rolling, when the crowd isn't cheering. Legacies aren't given, they're earned. You don't leave a legacy by playing it safe. You don't leave a legacy by following the crowd, by doing what's easy, by taking shortcuts. You leave a legacy by pushing harder, standing taller, fighting longer than anyone else is willing to fight. Every champion, every legend, every icon, you know their names because they refused to be ordinary. They refused to be forgotten. They put in the work, they sacrificed, they suffered, they bled for something bigger than themselves. So ask yourself, what are you willing to bleed for? Because if you're not fighting for something bigger than just yourself, then what's the point? It's not just about success, it's about significance. It's about making sure that when your time is up, the world is different because you were here. That your story inspires others. That your fight gives others the courage to fight their own battles. Legacy is about impact. It's about how many lives you touch, how many people you inspire, how many barriers you break down for those who come after you. It's about setting a standard so high that people look at you and say, that's the blueprint. That's how. But here's the thing. You don't wait until the end to build a legacy. You start now. With every decision, every action, every sacrifice, you create your legacy every single day with how you live, how you fight, how you refuse to settle. Because when it's all said and done, the money won't matter. The fame won't matter. The trophies won't matter. What will matter is the impact you made, the people you lifted up, the inspiration you left behind. That's what true greatness is. That's what it means to leave a legacy.